You finally sneak into the dragon's cave and find his treasure chest. You open it and there is just a macaroni drawing by the dragon's son.
It's treasure to me, you monsters!
The dragon bellows. I've legit have interactions like this in D&D games, and it's the best. Peak character design is a dark gradient on the limbs or fingers. So it's one of those kitty cats, you know. I think they're called Siamese. I really don't know, but I've always loved them. Opens news article. Closes 3 pop-up ads. Backs out of the survey page I was redirected to. Closes a pop-up video ad. Rejects cookies to make the cookie window go away. Dismisses the request to receive notifications from the website and the offers to sign up for it. Dodges ninja lasers and poisoned arrow traps. Body of the page is finally visible. I have reached my monthly limit and can't read the article. Yay! I love the internet. Ghibli films be like maybe the real hero was public transport. Ghibli films catered to my innate desire to fly to school on a double-decker sleeper couch broomstick. Bro, same. I just want to fly to school on my broom. Why do coffee makers growl at you? What's the point of that? They're called baristas, and they're working very hard. They deserve to let off steam however they'd like. He's talking about the coffee maker, you idiot. I think Splatoon should install a slide in the waiting lobby for the cephalopods to play on. Maybe a swing set, too. They need more enrichment to make them happy. They are having fun. Like this, see? They're having fun, even though you can't tell. Also, the paint roller is the best one from Splatoon 2. The majestic Manta, half man, half another man. I hate this so much, and I want everyone to see it. It's the Manta. One time, I was really hecking tired. I tried to phrase, I like steak and stuff on the rare side when a restaurant or friend cooking for me permits that to happen. And it came out as, if left unattended, I may eat raw beef. And I have no idea what Pong-style antics my brain got up to lead that train of thought down that disused rail line.
I left unattended, I may raw eat beef, yes.
For freeing me from the prison of the lamp, I shall grant you 3 wishes, declares the genie. I wish for the ability to rewind time to this moment, in case my next wishes don't go as planned. The genie narrows eyes. Very well, he says through gritted teeth. Moron didn't even specify that he would retain his memories, enjoy making the same mistake in an infinite loop, dip dummy. But the genie will have his memory is intact. The genie is gritting his teeth because he knows he's about to be trapped in an endless loop of Groundhog Day. The genie is the one who's supposed to have to learn important lessons after life in order to escape the loop, and he knows it. Yes, but you see, the genie could just be like, hey, you made this wish already, dummy. Like, maybe change it just a bit. Holy crap, someone mentioned this to me. I can only go by a few lines of in-game dialogue, but Sonic sounds very different when speaking to his friends as opposed to talking alone. He's upbeat talking to Big, but he's low and quite serious alone. I'm fangirling as it's confirming my theories about him being introverted. He's putting on a social facade. I'll need to wait until the game releases, but my god! Guys, it's a Sonic game. I'm a Sonic fan, but let's just calm down and stop drawing your weirdo C's that get each other pregnant of Sonic lore, please. For some reason, as a kid, I thought a snitch was some kind of weapon. I always envisioned it as something akin to a battering ram. Artist rendition. Snitch, I'm coming in with the snitch cannon. Cubone. The last thing you see before getting stabbed. That's his mother's skull, just a fun fact, everybody. Every post on Reddit is like, my wife left me, so I spent $100,000 on my new man cave, and there's always a stormtrooper of some kind in the room. I've seen this happen so often on Reddit that now I associate stormtroopers and the entire Star Wars universe with my divorce. May divorce be with you. And every Tumblr post before it was sold used to be furry po. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a clapping, as of butt cheeks gently clapping at my chamber door. 'Tis a visitor, I muttered, dummy thick and nothing more. Edgar Allan Poe, if you know what I mean. Men on Reddit. My girlfriend doesn't like that I binge watch Rick and Morty on our anniversary instead of spending time with her. Should I dump her? Woman on Reddit. My boyfriend threatened to murder my family and lock me in a freezer. How do I show him I care about him? And they're dieting each other. You know, it's just a Rick and Morty land, what can we say? North American river otter are probably unaware of how semiconductors work. Unlike Eurasian river otters, who are skilled engineers, South American river otters are novices in that field, but they are quite good at, you know, the maths. But just not, you know, the engineering part. Larry the Cat, the government-appointed chief mouser of Downing Street, has now outlasted 4 UK prime ministers and 1 monarch. Good for you, Larry. You're a gosh diggity darn politician we can look up to. Why does Genji's sword have a freaking light switch on it? It turns on the dragons. I did a lot of Genji comic dubs back in the day, and I don't remember any of the words I had to say. Rudy time! I wish it was Rudy time all the time. Look at that cute little boy. Vinhiloki prefers the doll. You know, usually I think people are exaggerating when they say, you couldn't waterboard this out of me. But, yeah, you couldn't waterboard this out of me. Hey everyone, just so you know, the doll came before the girl. She got plastic surgery to look like it. Cheers. Bruh, I hate TikTok so much. And David left here to go be on it. Hell yes, my dude. The fastest shed has lived up to its name and beat its own record time, reaching 101 miles per hour. Act now, these homes are going fast into a wall. 2005. 2014. Technology then and now. At first I thought it was the same number, then I noticed it said gigabyte and damn. As one of the Tech Review magazines said a few years ago, when the first 32 gigabyte micro SD cards came out, at last, it is possible for a single human being to accidentally swallow all the data collected by the Apollo program. Now that is a review. I'm gonna swallow the Apollo program and be smart. If you think about it, technically an airplane can only fly where there is human blood inside of it. These are the bold, disturbing takes I came to Tumblr for. Yeah, that's interesting. Generation 2, Fire Breather Generation 4, I think? Fire Breather Richard! You cowards, give him back his name! Confession. My mom had the piano sheet music for Piano Man by Billy Joel, and I taught myself a bunch of it, and she also used to play while I sang, and it formed some of my fondest childhood memories. That's not the confession. The confession is I was like 8 at the time, and the only version of Stoned I'd ever heard of was To Death, so for the longest time I thought everyone was chilling at this bar singing along with the Piano Man, while in the corner the businessmen were getting viciously stoned to death, and I never questioned it. Sing me a song, please stop stoning me, Mr. Piano Man. My mom warned me about these kinds of internet users. I have won this post by process of elimination. Yeah, he's a sex haver. My mom's favorite pastime is to come into my room, insult all of my life choices, list everything I already know I need to do, making me 10 times more stressed about it than I was before, then leave my door open to let all the heat out and the animals in. Sometimes I think about how Al Capone donated to charity in an attempt to improve his image. This is how I see, philanthropic billionaires today. This is very unfair to Al Capone, who donated a much higher percentage of his income than any billionaire ever and was reputedly a good tipper. You know what? You technically aren't wrong there. And yes, I said philanthropic. I don't know, it's a scary word. I've carved out time to write. Me stares at the page for 3 hours. Kind of like me with recording. Half of college professors are like, you can know nothing about me except my name, and the other half are like, and that's why my wife left me. Anyway, what's up with y'all? There were 2 professors like this in my department, and I was one of like 20 people who was taught by both of them. So there was a very small gang of us who knew that Professor Brickwall and Professor Overshare were married with 2 kids. I once told my lecturer I liked his sweater vest, and he said, thank you, it ended my relationship. I don't know who's worse. I like, thank you, it ended my relationship.
Elon Musk has officially bought Twitter.
Freaking scatter, boys!
The freaking Twitter users are coming back to Tumblr.
Yeah, they are. I should have brought a book. The thought that haunts me everywhere I go when I didn't bring a book with me. Bro, same. I should have brought a comic. Never pick a fight with a clown. The moment you engage with a clown as an equal, you've already made yourself just as ridiculous as they are. And when it comes to clown versus clown, the crowd's vote is on the clown who went to clown college. Steve-O went to clown college, just a fun fact. Oh no, it turned into a warehouse. What does this even... Oh, frick you. Yeah, see, it's a warehouse.
Have a pumpkin.
Oh my god, pumpkin. I've always wanted one. Drops it smack in the center of the orchard where unsuspecting travelers can trip and fall. I'll love it forever. Netflix is concerned about some of its users.
Someone watched B-Movie 357 times this year according to Netflix.
They tracked the person down, and it turned out to be a woman from Scotland whose baby really loved B-Movie to the point that it was the only thing that stopped him from crying, so she just played it over and over. The endurance. She must have been exhausted. The fact they tracked the person down to check on them made me feel like Netflix cares, but really it's just doesn't care.
Lawyer walks into the courtroom with their briefcase, but it's like this. I see there's been a misunderstanding. That's the lawyer's assistant. The actual lawyer is the one being carried in the briefcase.
A common mistake, Your Honor. This is a parrot after all. They can speak to a degree. This girl at Starbucks yelled across the place, "That's enough ice!" And the barista yelled, "This isn't your order!" Happened to us last week. Was making iced tea and lemonade and some lady started yelling, "No, me! and two other baristas yelled back, "This isn't yours." I'm a unison. Like, girl, mind your freaking business. You aren't the only person in the damn store. The entitlement. Sometimes I be wilding out in Starbucks. Some guy ordered a strawberry acai, and I put a small one at the hand of, and he goes, I ordered a venti. So I went, "Are you, Gerbilia, sir?" "No." "All right then." I freaking had it with it. "What are you talking about?" I put a small one at the hand off, and he goes, "What?" I am so lost. I don't know Starbucks lore.
I open and close Tumblr like it's a fridge. Yeah, hoping there's something good like back in the days when there was way too much and then it's just not there anymore.
Pokemon games. Pikachu. Pika Pika.
Every other Pokemon. Computer-generated screams of the damned. Here, for you. Thank you. He has a friend now.
You know, I'd like to congratulate Jordan Peele on making an anti-horse girl movie. No, that wild animal will not be magically tamed by your presence and conviction. That is a creature and it will eat you. Pat shall gently and receive slime. 11 out of 10 product design, but it makes me think it's when it's white like that. Current mood, Elmo getting a manicure. Self-care, man. He likes manicures. Ontology professor, adding another grain of sand to my enclosure. Is it a pile yet? Me, up to my neck in sand, struggling to breathe. I'll never talk. Ontology professor, just tell me when it becomes a pile and this can all be over. My 4-year-old cousin is freaking out because we went to a restaurant and the forks had 3 prongs instead of 4. Every time someone said the word fork, she said, "No, it's a threek." I can't wait for this kid to be old enough to use Tumblr. They're gonna be the worst. Sad story. Wide head motherfricker. Jesus. Because I will never be able to eat lava, I pause to look pleadingly at a volcanologist. I'm not sure that's a real word. They sternly, subtly shake their head no. It is clear this is an old, ongoing argument. My prevailing theory is it has a texture of very thick honey. About your post about eating lava and that you think it would likely have the texture of very thick honey. I emailed the USGS. They said lava would probably taste like rocks. However, it would likely have the texture consistency of tapioca or rice pudding because each of those has the little solid blobs mixed in, which would be analogs to the just newly forming minerals. Just thought you'd like to know.
This is one of the greatest moments of my life. I know what lava tastes like without dying. Well, feels like in my mouth.
So, is anyone else genuinely shocked when you find out you have an impact on someone's life? A coworker can be like, "I miss seeing you," and I'm just like, "You miss me? My presence has an effect on your daily experience? I affect things? What?" But how do I get popular on Tumblr if there's no algorithm? One, being internet popular is not a good goal to have. Having your skill recognized is, but those two things are not the same. You have to actually interact with the other human beings on this site. There is no shortcut. 3. You do not want to be Tumblr famous. Nothing good comes of it. Ever. Absolutely nothing. Being Tumblr famous gets you one thing, and that is yelled at. Yes, this is true. Out of interest, I just looked up transit directions in Google Maps from my parents' house to my house, and it told me to drive 20 minutes to a park to ride bus station, wait 6 hours, get on several different buses, then get off and order a Lyft. This isn't a joke. It literally told me to do that. Same route, but driving. This is what America urban planning looks like. Every other place it'd be cheap and easy to ride on the subway. Mysterious heartbeat detected coming from cosmic gas clouds. I mean, sure, whatever at this point. That's almost definitely a Star Trek episode somewhere. No way has that not happened in Star Trek. Someone should invent a word for when you're jumping and popping. Pumping. Not quite, but I would never correct a woman. I'm a white boy. Collars you. You're my pet now. This is fun. It's America. Jumping and popping? Is he supposed to say pooping? I'm so confused. Gays are using windmills to waft homosexual message to your home. Who told? I think it was Dave. TIL. While most countries place the currency symbol either before or after the amount, the Cape Verdean escard places its symbol in the decimal position, i.e., Y. This is the only wrong way to do it, and I hate it so much. This is abstract impressionism, and I both love it and hate it. Allow me to introduce you to James. Listen up, James. I hope you're good because I'm not going to carry you. No one's carried me since my mama. And then they proceeded to be the worst at their jobs for the next 20 years and still have them somehow. I had a bad day, but then I watched 5 hours of television and absorbed the personalities and problems of television characters, so I am doing good now. It doesn't work like that, I've tried. Don't get B wrong, okay, that's a sentence. Are adorable and deserve the love, but I don't see enough attention for their freaky cave hermit cousins, the Ohm. Like if you think the woman on the right is just as beautiful as the woman on the left. The ohm is all-knowing and no face, no word. I like snakes, but the ohm might be too much for me. But I kind of want one now. GameCube. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Switch. Like father, like son. Look, I don't want to tell you what to do, but if you go down that path, you will wake up 1,000 years later and all your great-grandchildren will be dead.
But I get the 1,000-year nap out of it?
That's not the intended use, sir.
But I get the 1,000-year nap out of it?
One person's bug is another person's future. Liam Neeson apparently was a danger on set because the Jedi have like 4 basic moves, but he was trained for sword fighting for Rob Roy, so he would wave his plastic sword in new and interesting ways that would not be choreographed, but were traditionally actual ways to fight with a sword. To be fair, that does sound like something Qui-Gon would do. Between Liam actually knowing what he was doing and Ian not being able to stop himself from making lightsaber noises, it's a wonder that Phantom Menace got made at all. There's more fun behind the scenes. I mean, just look at Jar Jar's voice actor. Having no system in place to stop me from stealing the public shopping cart is just one of God's little tests. Why, God, why? Why must you torment me like this? I just want the public's shopping cart, okay? It'd really suck if I got ice or water-themed superpowers. I'd have to wear blue and white and gray instead of the reds and oranges I prefer. Wear the reds and oranges and pull an Iceland/Greenland on them. I have cornered you in this aquarium where your fire powers are useless. Fire powers? Dude, I'm an ice hero. I freeze crab and manipulate water. Also, I love aquariums. Thanks for the free entry.
But you're dressed like Guy Fieri.
Yeah, I have an autumnal complexion. I never heard the word autumnal before. This is Becky and she moves the grass. Is she available for hire? Becky chooses her own job. She will decide. That's an ohm from Studio Ghibli. There, I did it. Nazca in the Valley of the Wind. Great film. Well, today I learned Yankee Doodle was written by the British to mock Americans. Doodle is thought to come from the German Dudel, meaning fool or simpleton, and macaroni, a flamboyantly stylish type of dress, painting the Yankees as morons who thought placing a feather on one's cap made them a dandy. So you're telling me that stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni would be like saying wrote a G on his belt and called it Gucci? That's a pretty good analogy, actually. U.S. moron came to town hunting for some coochie, wrote a G up on his belt, and the snitch called it Gucci. Gucci's a bad product. Mom, hey, dad's name. Oh, whoops, I mean brother's name. Oh no, sister, I mean name of the family. Go, shoot, I meant your name. Can you get down here really quick? I need something. My dad has literally called me by his own name. My mom calls me by our dog's name. Mine does too. My parents just switched to, hey you. My mom forgot my birthday 2 years in a row. Just thought I'd tell you. A mobile phone, also known as a cellular phone, cell phone, hand phone, or simply a phone, is a phone that can make and receive telephone calls over a radio link while moving around a wide geographic area. When Naruto, the last 2 words punch me in the face, funny, #fave. People who think sheep are killed for their wool are so hilarious to me. Does your barber slit your throat whenever you get a haircut? Are you a returning customer to Sweeney Todd? LMAO, it grows back, fools. This is completely ignoring the fact that the sheep's soul is stored in its wool. So sure, the body remains, but the spirit, the essence of the sheep that's gone forever, and then as the wool regrows, a new soul moves in. What? I hope this person is joking. As someone from Scotland, I can say they are joking. I'm not actually from Scotland, but my ancestors are, so it's okay to make those jokes.